Now taxes is 100% free when you file in the TurboTax app if you didn't file with us last year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just do your own taxes in the app by 2/18.
What if I have lots of forms?
All good, all 100% free.
What if I had 3 jobs?
Still 100% free.
What if I once saw Bigfoot?
That has nothing to do with taxes, so still 100% free.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now this is taxes. See if you qualify in the TurboTax app. Excludes TurboTax Live, must start and file in app by 2/18.
The Avengers radio series, a cultural phenomenon in South Africa back in the 1970s. South Africa was a country with no national television service. It wasn't until 1976 that the country would get its first taste of television broadcasts. But before that, radio was the primary medium of entertainment and information for the masses. This was the context when The Avengers, a British spy-fi series, made its debut on South African radio and became a cultural phenomenon. The Avengers was a British television series that originally aired from 1961 to 1969. The show revolved around the adventures of John Steed, a suave and sophisticated secret agent, and his various female associates. The series was a unique blend of traditional spy thriller elements with science fiction and fantasy, which set it apart from other shows of its time. While the series was hugely popular in the UK and had also made a significant impact in the American markets, being one of the rare British series given a network transmission slot, it was virtually unknown in South Africa. This was primarily due to the lack of a national television service in the country until 1976. However, as a film series, The Avengers was able to gain some exposure in South Africa through film rentals. But it was the launch of the radio series that truly brought The Avengers to the masses in South Africa. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.
And now Bob Elliott and Ray Goulding present the CBS Radio Network. Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome back to the Bob and Ray Show.
That was an interesting talk we had just before we went on the air that kind of feel like it's time we had a vacation, don't you?
Yeah, it seems like an idea.
Taking a little time off would be good right about now.
Now that the first cold wave has settled here in this part of the United States.
Wasn't it chilly the last day or so, huh?
Wonderful.
How long is it going to last?
I don't have much of an idea, Bob. I did have a nice time. I was out in San Francisco and stopped into KCBS there. And
I read that in Variety that you were out there.
And talked with Maury Webster. I don't think we never did have the train go into San Francisco, did we?
I can't remember whether we did or not.
No. Owen Spann said that we had.
We didn't. No, I guess we didn't. Because we don't keep accurate records of where the train has been.
Today we are going to call in the train, and it's up in Lansing, but that will come a little later in the program.
It's going to stay there, too, I understand.
Well, I know you folks don't want us to keep up with what this is, you're probably calling chit-chat, so let's get to the business at hand, which is Wally Ballou in a remote broadcast. Just where he is, I don't know. Somewhere in the vicinity of New York, however. So come in, please, Wally Ballou.
Wally Ballou in the vicinity of New York, where we're chatting with a gentleman who may play a very important part in the upcoming 1964 World's Fair. As you may have read, it is to be held here in New York once again. Preparations are underway, and this fellow, standing to my right, hopes to be able to create the symbol which will be the trademark, more or less, of the fair. Could I have your name, please, and your age?
David L. McElligott, and rather not give my age, if you don't mind.
That's all right, sir. You have come up with...
I look older than I am, but then I've always been a warrior, Mr. Ballou.
Well, we like to get as many facts about our guests as we can.
For my age. I know I was eligible for a lot of those over 35 patent medicines when I was about 24.
Well, you look like you worry a lot. Maybe that's the reason.
I just said that. I worry a lot.
That's where I heard it.
Yes.
Tell me, you've come up with what you think will be the trademark of the New World's Fair.
Well, I certainly hope so. Just to refresh your memory, Mr. Ballou.
Wait till I listen to my earphones and see if we're coming through all right. It's funny, I didn't hear anything there.
And I'd like to refresh your memory. Could I listen?
Yes.
See if what I
The engineer is Ronnie. He says it's all right, but I don't
put this
hear
right
it.
to my ear?
Yes.
I don't
Hear anything?
Tower.
Well, we'll have to take the engineer's word, I guess. What we were saying that...
To refresh your memory, Mr. Ballou, the last World's Fair that was held here in New York was 1939 and 40. And they had as the symbol the Trilon and Perisphere, as you recall.
That's right, a great big ball and then a tall cylindrical pyramid-like effect.
Yes. Kind of a point, kind of like the Washington Monument.
Right.
And so when that fair closed, they didn't know what to do with it. And they put it up for auction. Fortunately, I had saved a lot of money, and I bought it.
You mean you bought the Trilon and the Perisphere?
Both of them. I have them here in my warehouse. I have a crew of 12 men who continually polish the Perisphere. It's a year-round job. They no sooner get down around one end of it when they have to start up the other.
Well, it certainly is a huge device, but you don't plan to try and sell them this thing back again for a new fair, do you?
No, I don't suppose they'd go for that idea, so I've been thinking. I thought maybe we could turn the Perisphere into an 8-ball, for instance, and the Trilon into a pool cue, and hand it off that way as a new symbol.
Kind of present it lying down, so to speak.
Yes. Kind of like behind the 8-ball.
Well, have you taken this idea to any of the fair executives so far, or have you approached anyone with...
Well, I've approached one city official, a fellow who runs the shuttle between Grand Central and Penn Station, and he said that he'd talk it over with his boss and...
see if they could go up through channels?
Go up through channels with it.
How long does he figure that would take?
It takes about 3.5 to 4 minutes to make that run from Grand Central.
No, I mean to go through channels and get to the official in charge of picking the symbol for the
he
band.
He didn't estimate the time. He said to me to check back next time I was in his vicinity.
Well, I hope you're successful, and if you are, we'll see the result of your efforts in 1964. We'll make a note of that, Mr. McKilligan. You spell that with 2 G's or 1?
I think 2 L's. But I've never really seen it printed out myself. I'm not quite sure. My father himself called himself Mac.
Okay, then, and on that note, this is radio's Wally Ballou in the vicinity.
Wait a second before you go back.
Yeah.
Let me just listen once more.
Did you ever hear yourself on the radio?
No, I never did.
Might be a good chance.
See what I sound like. Boy, if my wife tells me that we weren't on the air...
Well, the engineer assures me it did go out, and thanks again, sir, and now back to New York.
Thank you, Mr. Ballou. Now I think it's Celebrity Spotlight time, and tonight's guest is Mr. Lester Pomfret. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening to you.
Mr. Pomfret, we understand your company is the world's leading manufacturer of pith helmets.
That's correct. As a matter of fact, it gives us a good deal of pride at Pomfret's that we're, by appointment, official hatter to globetrotting Lowell Thomas.
Well, now, how many helmets would you estimate Mr. Thomas goes through in a year, sir?
Oh, that's confidential information, Mr. Goulding. We protect one of ours.
We understand perfectly. He's one of ours, too, on CBS Radio each week now.
I know. He's mandatory listening for all employees at Pomfret's Pith Helmet Works. We feel that he not only gives us a sharp-eyed view of the day's events, but, well, he throws a lot of business our way, and you know how that is.
You need say no more, sir. We'll just say goodnight now to Mr. Lester Pomfret.
Of Pomfret's Pith Helmets.
Now, let's see. We mentioned the trophy train a little bit earlier, and we want to find out just what he is doing with it. And to do that, we call in Arthur Shrank, our Bob and Ray executive in charge of it. He's in Lansing, Michigan this evening, visiting with the folks from WJIM, and in particular, Howard W. Willie Coleman. So come in, please, Arthur Shrank.
Hello, Hi, everybody. This is Arthur Shrank, and it's a little on the cold side here in Lansing. I want to thank all the fellows here. Hi, Hey, everybody. This is Arthur Shrank. I want to thank all the fellows here at WJIM in Lansing who have made our visit,
possible.
Hi, everybody. This is possible. And I want to thank everybody. Standing here to my left is Howard W. Coleman, who runs WJIM in Lansing. And as you know, everybody, this is the final visit of the train for this year. Mr. Coleman, the microphone is yours.
Thank you very much, Arthur. And I'm sorry that there wasn't a greater turnout here. Inasmuch as the weather has turned rather cold, I think a lot of people decided to stay home and listen to it on the radio.
Has everybody stayed home and listened to it on the radio, sir?
I imagine that's why there's no one here, but I understand that you're doing us the honor of putting the trophy train into mothballs, so to speak, for the coming winter season right here in Lansing.
That's right. You had an available space here at the Roundhouse in Lansing. Hi, everybody, Arthur Shrank. And we thought we'd put the train up here for the winter.
I wonder, are you going to have another assignment, Arthur, or will you be returning to New York and doing your work there?
No, I've been notified by Bob and Ray, sir, to go on to Tokyo, where a messenger will give me my next assignment. Hi, everybody, Arthur Shrank.
Well, then, it's with a great deal of pleasure that we welcome you to Lansing for your winter stay, and we of WJIM certainly feel it a high honor that you picked us as the concluding spot on your trip for this year.
Hi, I'm Coleman. And now I see that the train is about to be backed in for There Goes, and Howard will sing the goodbye song for the last time this year.
Goodbye, goodbye, I wish you all a last goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, I wish you all a last
Now the huge doors are closing, and goodbye, train, and it's locked. Back now to Bob and Ray.
Back here, our thanks to Arthur Shrank and also to Howard Coleman. Although a rather sparse crowd there to say goodbye to the train, it's nice to know it'll be there in the warmth of Lansing for the coming winter.
And I don't know what we'll do with Howard over the winter months.
With Arthur, you mean?
Well, Arthur, of course. Is he going with Arthur to Tokyo?
Well, I don't believe so, no.
I don't think that was in the plan. Maybe we'll hear from him and we'll think of something for him to do. Maybe we could have him back
do
here.
in Tokyo? I didn't understand he was going on there.
Well, that's something I did on my own, Bob. I suppose I should have checked with you on that, but...
No. It's, I don't care, particularly.
Yeah. Well, it has a certain amount of mystery to it, and I'd rather not tell you about it either.
Well, it's just that we don't originate a great deal of stuff in Tokyo.
Because, you go around and blab.
Well, I know. I would tell the first person I saw about it.
Yeah.
But,
I'd rather it didn't get out till we hear from Arthur.
Did you find the music for that great Come and Get It Day?
The great Come and Get It. I don't think you've ever mentioned that to me before, Bob.
Sure. You were going to look it up at home the last few nights?
Really?
Yeah. I was going to look up I'm Pretty as a Picture.
No, my memory has been slipping on me lately. I'd have sworn that you'd never mentioned that to me before.
Well, I wonder if you could get it now. Now that I have brought it out into the open, we would all like to hear you sing it.
What is it again, the great?
That great Come and Get It Day. See, I'd like to speak to that gentleman who's coming up to the microphone now. I don't know whether you can get... Yeah, I think we'll have to use a boom mic for you. Could we get a boom over there, Joe, that will pick him up because he can't get close enough with the skis on? You must be a winter sports enthusiast, sir, huh?
Oh, I don't know what would give you that idea. I am not wearing skis.
You mean those are your feet?
They're not yours, buddy.
Oh, they are. I see now that they are yours. They must be, 2 to 3 feet long, I would think.
They're a little longer than that.
Put it graphically.
and they come to a curled-up point towards the front.
Find any particular problems? I noticed you did a stem Christie as you came into the studio before we went on the air.
The only problem I have generally is that I find it hard getting the right wax for them.
Of course, we will be having snow pretty soon. We haven't seen any yet.
I don't need snow, as you know. They're with me winter and summer.
Mm-hmm.
And any hill I can navigate pretty well.
Well, you use a herringbone kind of to get up there?
Christie.
You do that?
Yes, and I do those others, can't think of the term now.
Well, don't look at me.
Washman? No, it's not the term.
No, he's down the street, isn't it?
It's some other term. I can't think of it. Stem Christie sounded like it, but it isn't.
Well, that's what you did when you came into the studio, yeah.
Well, I do a stem Christie to navigate a door. But I'll think of it probably on tomorrow's show.
All right.
Here for tomorrow?
I'd like to have you stay over. We'll put you up at the Bavary Hotel, and we'll look for you tomorrow.
Fine, I'll be here.
And pleasant stay over there. We'll be back with the definition of mother in just 10 seconds. Ray, do you have the definition handy there?
Yes, a mother is the female parent, especially of the human race. And until tomorrow, this is Ray Goulding reminding you all to ready to get work.
Bob Elliott reminding you to hang by your thumb.
This is the CBS Radio Network. City-News report next on KNX, AM and FM, CBS Radio, Los Angeles.
21st Precinct, aka 21st Precinct and 21st Precinct, was a police drama broadcast on CBS Radio from July 7, 1953 to July 26, 1956. It was initially a summer replacement for My Friend Irma. The program was produced in cooperation with the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association of the City of New York and presented adaptations from true criminal records in New York. From the policeman's point of view. Historically, the 21st Precinct had been located near Gramercy Park in Manhattan, but in 1929 the department reorganized the precinct numbering, and the 21st designation was dropped from use. No such precinct existed during the show's run, nor does a 21st exist today. However, the fictional precinct's territory corresponds closely to that of the Upper East Side's 23rd Precinct as it has existed since 1929. Stanley Niss was the producer-writer-director. The role of Precinct Captain Frank Kennelly was played by Everett Sloan for the first 109 episodes and briefly in episode 135. During episode 109, Captain Frank Kennelly was promoted to Deputy Inspector and reassigned out of the 21st Precinct. He was replaced by Captain Cronin James Gregory, 1955-56, and Les Damon, 1956. Other cast regulars were Ken Lynch as Lieutenant Matt King, Harold Stone as Sergeant Waters, Jack Arissa as Sergeant Collins, and Santos Ortega as Lieutenant Gorman. The program's announcer began the program's opening each week. 21st Precinct. It's just lines on a map of the city of New York. Most of the 173,000 people wedged into the 9/10 of a square mile between Fifth Avenue and the East River wouldn't know, if you asked them, that they lived or worked in the 21st. Whether they know it or not, the security of their persons, their homes, and their property is the job of the men of the 21st. At that point the lead actor would complete the introduction. The 21st Precinct. 160 patrolmen, 11 sergeants and 4 lieutenants of whom I'm the boss. My name is Kennelly. Frank Kennelly. I'm captain in command of the 21st. Art Hanna, Bob Hill, and Hugh Holder were the program's announcers. The series was produced by John Ives. It was usually directed and written by Stanley Niss. Another source lists Niss as producer. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.